Hi, I'm Ria, and welcome to part one of a 14-part series titled This is my student teaching experience, and I want to document this and just share with you everything that I've learned this week, everything I observed, things I want to improve, things that went well, things that didn't go so well, and this is going to be really, really fun, and I'm super pumped. And I'll give you a little bit of a background of this high school that I'm at that I will not share with you because for obvious reasons. So first, they do a block schedule, which means that in the fall they took 4 classes and had finals in like the first 2 weeks of January, and then now they're in their second semester. It's kind of like college where they're taking their next 4 classes, and yeah, that's pretty much it. They only have 4 classes in the day, and the last class is a extracurriculars / clubs. The school technically ends its instructional period at like 2:10, but then a lot of students stay after school to get extra help from teachers or just do all their activities at that time. So with that being said, my first day was Tuesday, and I didn't know that they were still in finals week. Well, technically it was makeup week, like the makeup day, so only 2 students came in, so I came in like ready to go to meet everyone. Little did I know I didn't meet any students. So I met a lot of faculty members though, and I got to tour the whole school. This school is massive. I guess went to a medium-sized school, but there's like 4 floors, like 2 main entrances, and yeah, I don't know, I felt like I met everyone in that school, staff-wise. I went to a faculty meeting for the first time. Every single adult that I met there, every teacher I met, every staff member, so incredibly nice, so happy, so just glad to be there. Everyone actually wants to teach and get along with the students and get along with each other and just be better for like their whole teaching experience. Anyway, that was just so baffling to me and so refreshing, and I really love that. And I'm so glad that my first day was filled with so much joy, and it was so warm and welcoming, and I instantly, as corny as it sounds, I instantly felt at home. I was just in joy. So great, I meet my teacher for the first time, also very wonderful, so kind, and genuinely wants to see me thrive and is so supportive, also amazing. I can just keep going, but I won't. So the first day I actually met the students was on Wednesday, January 21st. The very, very cool thing about that was my teacher was also meeting them for the first time. So I didn't really have to worry that he's already known them for a whole half year, but that he's also meeting them, and he also felt a little nervous, which was surprising because he's been doing this for 30 years, but it was just a nervousness of, oh, I just want to get started, I want to get to know these kids, and it's gonna be a great year. So met them all. I introduced myself. I did pretty well. Like, I thought I was gonna be a bigger wreck, but it was pretty easy to just talk to them. I have 2 11th grade honors classes and then 1 10th grade class, which the 11th grade classes are honors. Wait, I already said that. They're English classes. That's what I wanted to say. So it's gonna be great. The first 2 periods, super bright and early in the morning. The students are really kind and polite. They're sleepy, which I'm sleepy too, so I totally get it. And then the 3rd class of the day is after their lunch, and they're really funny. I am certainly enjoying them so far and their presence. So some quick things that I've learned this week. I'm slightly intimidated by 11th graders, and I don't know why. I think it's because I just really want them to like me, and I know it's first thing in the morning, and first thing in the morning I can be pretty energetic and like happy and excited, and I don't really want to like push them away because I'm so like, hey, how are you, good morning, like, oh, blah 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 blah. Also, like, I guess their tiredness scares me a little bit, but I also can't blame them, so I think I personally just need to get over it, which by Friday I did a little bit. Like, I could talk to them a little bit more and just get to know their names and what they're up to and what books they like to read and shows they like to watch. So it's a slow process. I'm only saying this because with the 10th graders, I found that I could easily talk to them. And maybe it's because they are just more energetic and it's like halfway through the day they just saw their friends and they're just a chatty bunch, but I found that it was easier to just interact with them. I also believe a lot of the 11th grade honor students, that in itself, like, they're probably stressed about like college applications and getting started with that, and they just are a little bit more independent, whereas the 10th graders are a little bit more dependent. So I think that in itself is something that I have noticed and I'm totally okay with. They're just two different types of like people in those classes, and that's fine. And I'm really like thankful that I do get to see an array of like honor students and CP students, and not that one is better than the other inherently, but just that there are two to three different dynamics, because I do have 3 classes in the day. Now, eventually, I will be taking over the 11th grade honors classes, but I honestly wouldn't mind teaching a couple classes in the 10th grade like level. The first 3 weeks, I will be observing and interacting with the students, like in small groups, and just walking around and just showing myself as the adult in the room. And by Friday, some of them could say my name and kind of call me over and ask me questions. And I feel like these 3 weeks that they will continue to do that and be more comfortable talking with me. And likewise, I need to learn all their names. I think that's my homework for the weekend. That's a personal homework for the weekend. Wise words from my teacher. Be flexible. I'm not that flexible, unfortunately. Like, I'm very type A, I'm very planned and organized, and he was like, that's great, and you should keep that with you and carry that with you, but you should also know that so many things change within the day. Like, a couple students were added to his classes, a couple students were taken out, some students moved, and he was like, things like this happen, especially in the first 2 weeks, and it could happen randomly in the middle of the semester, but you can't let it, like, freak you out. Being flexible is 110% part of the job, and that's something that I just will learn with time. I feel like maybe at one point he did say he's organized, but in a chaotic way that makes sense to him. Me looking at his organization and like how he does things freaks me out, because I was like, how do you know where anything is? He's like, it works for me, and it might not work for you, and that's totally okay. But just know that, like, you will learn how to be flexible and learn to just take things as they roll, while still having structure in how you may teach or in how you talk to students and just interact with them in general. First 3 days with them, because I haven't even had a full week with them, was a dream. I'm no longer anxious, and I am so excited to be there and continue to be there. So I would say week 1 out of 14 is a 10 out of 10. I hope to continue to have more 10 out of 10s. And I will see you next week for another installment of title that I haven't decided yet. Okay? Bye!